Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Watchers live stream for April 29th, 2026. Hope you're all having a fantastic week and day so far. And happy belated Alien Day, which was the 26th, which I believe was Sunday, 4/26, because that's the planet they land on in the original movie. Anyhow, enough of my nerdiness. Kevin, of course, is my co-host, and he's an awesome person. Kevin, how have you been over the last week?
You know, I took a little bit of a break because I wasn't feeling well last week, but it's still good. Really got yeah, that's true. Feeling a lot better. Ready to talk about some movies and some news that's coming out.
Well, there you go. As for me, my week has been a little stressful for sure because I only have one thing left to do for my master's, and then I'm done. And it feels real good. So that is literally, I'm probably going to have to do that stuff tonight. And then once I do, I can just kind of submit it. And then I just wait for final grades to come in. And I am beyond excited. So,
Nice.
But other than that, just kind of hanging in. And I'm going to actually say something that I've never said before on this show. And I'm actually going to recommend a television show before we get too far into this. Kevin and I have kind of talked a little bit about this already, but I could not more highly recommend the television show Ted Lasso if anyone has not seen it. You don't have to be a soccer fan to enjoy the show. I think that it goes beyond that. And I'm just going to say, I think it's now in my top 5. I think it is one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Nice. Very cool. I've heard nothing but great praise about that show either. So
it is a show that feels like just a gigantic warm hug every time you watch it. Even when it has its darker moments, it handles it really well, and I love it. So just wanted to go ahead and recommend it. Let's see here. Nadia from Horror and More says, bonjour. Well, bonjour, mademoiselle.
She's in that Diamond Club for a reason. So
hey, I would hope bonjour is amongst diamond level French takers, but bonjour, mademoiselle. I don't bonne nuit, I believe is good night.
Couldn't even tell you.
I'm struggling to find a language that I'm like gelling with, so I've kind of flip-flopped between the two, but we'll see where I end up going. But hope you're having a good day so far, Nadia. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump into the stories this week because we do not have a lot to talk about. So up first, I'm so excited for this because this is my franchise. Battlefield is getting a film adaptation starring and produced by Michael B. Jordan and directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who is the director of the later Mission Impossible films. So,
okay.
Yeah, this works. I'm more than happy about that, especially because, the Call of Duty movie is facing a little bit of controversy right now because of its director. He's a little bit of an asshole. Has said that people who play video games from like 4 hours a day are pathetic, and then is then hired to direct a video game movie. So Who knows? But I'm super excited about this. I mean, Battlefield is one of those things. It's like, Call of Duty can do more into like personal kind of squad based kind of stories, but I think Battlefield has I hate to say it, but Michael Bay or Zack Snyder would have been good choice as well, just because of like the explosions, the scale, like the destruction. But like hiring the guy that did Mission Impossible is pretty darn good.
So, I mean, that's a close third, pretty much. Yeah. So 100%. I mean, I'm just excited to see maybe both movies competing for maybe a number one spot if they come in at the same time. That would be pretty sick.
100%. So. And also, I just remembered because this came out. I didn't see the news in the thing for this week, and I think I forgot it last week. But Michael B. Jordan is going to be starring in Miami Vice '85 with Austin Butler as the other starring role, directed by Joseph Kosinski, who did F1 and Top Gun Maverick. Perfect casting and directing. I'm so excited for that. But next up, Kevin, I gave this to you because I know you're going to be excited about this.
Yeah, no other choice. Director Park Chan-wook sets his next film, and it's called, is it The Brigades of Rattle Creek?
The Brigands of Rattle Creek.
Brigands. I always see the Brigands or Brigades. Brigands of Rattle Creek. And it's a Western in English. It's going to be starring Matthew McConaughey, Austin Butler, Pedro Pascal, and Tang Wei. Is that how you say her name?
Tang Wei or Tang Wei? Yeah. Female Chinese actress who's very popular.
Gotcha. And then this movie is set to follow the story of a sheriff and a doctor who are seeking revenge against a group of bandits who used the cover of torrential thunderstorms to rob and terrorize the occupants of a small town. I'm down. I mean, he hasn't done a bad movie yet, so why not put a Western on there?
He's only done one other what's it called? English language film. So I'm really excited about this. And it's got a great cast so far. So, I mean, I'm super down. It's also the writer who did Bone Tomahawk, which is one of my favorite Westerns that's come out in the last 20 years.
I've heard of Bone Tomahawk.
Which I think probably the only Western that Nadia would like because it's a horror Western and very good practical effects and gore. But it's I'm really excited about this.
Me too.
I'm very excited. So, but James Gunn, the director of and the head of all the DC stuff right now, is currently in production for Man of Tomorrow, which is the Superman sequel, but has not stopped him from giving us updates. And we did get an update that the DC film The Authority has been canceled. This is one of the movies that was announced during his initial Gods and Monsters reveal thing that he did. He said that this was a film that was coming and has been canceled. And I really like, I want to praise James Gunn a little bit real quick because I love how open he is on his social media of answering fan questions and giving updates on this stuff. And I think it's giving such a transparency to the process of how he's running it and what stories they're picking. I think it's great. So
it makes it more involved with the audience, especially because the audience in DC film and MCU as well are very... They want to know what's going to happen, so they don't get their hopes up maybe too much. If anybody liked the Authorities or anything, I don't know who they are, but
it's definitely like a B team compared to Justice League, but they are still like superpowered humans and stuff. So, I mean, that doesn't mean that the Authority characters won't show up in other movies and other things in the DCU, but they're just their separate film has been canceled. So,
unfortunately, but next up, horrible time to yawn.
That's all good.
April 12th, 2028 will be the release date of another Illuminations Nintendo film. Has it not been released yet?
Has not been announced what the title is. No. It was just set as an Illumination film, but the listing has changed to Illumination Nintendo Event Film, which means that this is probably going to be Super Mario 3. Guessing just based off of, I mean, Illumination hasn't said any other animated franchises they're doing. I mean, unless they're doing a Star Fox film, which I doubt that was already ready to go when this one came out.
Sick though, would be sick.
Would be actually kind of. I mean, it's Illumination, so I don't have a lot of faith in them, but it is that date is set. So
okay,
nice. All right, next up here. The John Wick spinoff focusing on Donnie Yen's character Kane is now in production. So Kane was the blind assassin from the fourth movie. So we are getting a spin-off focused on him, and he's actually directing it as well, because he is an accomplished martial arts film director, and he's just a beast. Donnie Yen is mad lad. So I am excited for this. I thought Ballerina was pretty good. I don't think, obviously, it wasn't as good as the John Wick movies, but I do think that it wasn't lesser either. I do think that it was a lot of fun. So really excited to see what they can do this, especially coming from that kind of Hong Kong martial arts style. And I'm wondering if that's going to influence the look and feel of the movie.
That would be cool if it was more, I don't want to say artsy, but more Hong Kong action in this movie instead of like John Wick action.
Yeah, exactly. Next up,
is it Curry Baker?
Curry Barker.
Oh, Barker. Curry Barker will write and direct the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake for A24. I don't know why that came out so weird, but cool.
Yeah, Curry Barker is the director of the upcoming Obsession, which we've talked about a couple of times with new trailers, which has probably the highest review scores right now of any horror movie coming out this year at this point. So I'm really excited for this. I mean, I think A24, say what you will about A24's past horror movies, they're trying to expand their portfolio to include more blockbustery type franchises, and I think that this is a good one for them. I think that that series has had some highs and some major lows, so I'm really excited to see what they can bring to the table in terms of visuals and story, because I know those are going to get a major increase.
Yep.
And last but not least here, cool news, Sony is developing a Django Zorro crossover movie. Now, Django being the character from Django Unchained, the Quentin Tarantino film, and Zorro being the masked sword-wielding, vigilante character we have all known and loved for a very long time. This is based off of a comic series that was created in conjunction with Tarantino and a comic book company. I don't know which publisher it was, but this is based off an existing story in comic form that they're going to try and bring to the screen. So I'm guessing that means we're going to get Jamie Foxx coming back in his role, and who knows who we'll get for Zorro, but this is just being developed right now. Nothing is currently set in stone. So
nice, very cool. That would be interesting to see where they go with that.
Exactly. So that is it for all of the news this week. Not a lot going on, so thank you all for kind of bearing with a little bit of news here. Naughty says, Diamond League ain't no joke, fam. I've been dripping in XP to advance the top 3. If I don't know bonjour, I'm in trouble. Good point. Well, bonjour. Again. All righty. And congrats on hitting Diamond League again. I know we said that in our text chain, but congrats again. All righty. Let's go ahead and talk about the movies that are going to be coming out available on streaming. Up first, Silent Night is now streaming on Hulu, the kind of the mute main character. It's an action movie from the same director as Hard Boiled, which we talked about last on March in Movie Club. Also, Daddy-O is now streaming on Hulu, which is a movie that I watched from the Wheelspin last year, I want to say. And it was actually really good. Sean Penn's a cab driver talking with Dakota Johnson through their journey. It's a very emotional movie. Really recommend it. And then lastly, Wuthering Heights will be available to stream on HBO Max this Friday, May 1st. So if you're like me and didn't get a chance to see it in theaters, you'll have the ability to now at home, which is about time, because I feel like it came out around Valentine's Day, so it's right about good timing. So, but that is it for streaming stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about the trailers that came out this week. And I know which one I'm excited for, but Kevin, what stood out to you?
Clayface looks really good. We
talked about that last week. Yeah,
horrifying. I know yours is Jackass, so yeah, it looks funny. Like it just looks like it's going to be a fun time at the movies and be very stupid. So I'm excited about it still. But is it Verity?
Verity, yep.
Yeah, that one looks interesting. I don't know where they're going with this. And then
which is what a good trailer should do. It should get you interested and not tell you where it's going.
And then One Night Only looks interesting, like a little rom-com kind of a situation that's going on. But
yeah, it's like a weird like rom-com version of The Purge, but it's not like a horror movie. It's like everyone has only one night where you can make love, and these two characters find each other and have a romantic night out. So I think it looks pretty good. Cast looks good in that movie. So
yeah.
But yeah, Jackass Best and Last. Great name for the last movie. I'm very excited about this. And from the trailer, it looks like they got Bam Margera back for a couple of things, which does make me excited because he has come a long way in his recovery. Maybe not mentally, but sober-wise and everything, he's come a long way. So, but yeah, that's it for the trailers this week. Kevin, why don't you go ahead and take us to the box office?
Yeah, well, Michael took us to the box office with 97.2 million. A Super Mario Galaxy movie with 20.6 million. We'll have to talk about numbers about that movie later. Project Hail Mary with 12.8 million. Number 4, Lee Cronin's The Mummy with 5.5, and The Drama with 2.6. How much has Galaxy made?
I want to say it's around 800 million right now worldwide, but let me double check. I know Project Hail Mary just hit over 600,000.
Million?
Yeah, sorry. So Super Mario Galaxy worldwide right now is at $834.3 million.
Jeez.
Nowhere near as big as the first movie, but still a huge success. And then Project Hail Mary is currently at $615 million, which is huge for an original movie. Absolutely huge. And then after that, we've got Hoppers with 370 million and Wuthering Heights with 241 million. So actually pretty successful there. There's also a movie called Pegasus 3, which I believe is a Chinese film.
Yes, Nadia said that, and I was like, what is Pegasus 3? I've never heard of it. And it's like an action racing movie, and I'm like, wait, I kind of want to watch it now.
It kind of sounds pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie. So alrighty, that is it for the box office. Not a lot of surprise here. But I mean, I'm surprised that Michael did as good as it did, but it was marketed really well. But it had really negative word of mouth before it came out. But the audience reception's been very good. Once again, proving that audiences don't know what they're talking about. I haven't seen it. I'm taking the piss here. But Super Mario coming in second, pretty surprising. But Michael was going to be a huge release anyway. Surprised to see The Mummy still on here. Honestly, I have not heard anyone see that movie. So I don't know. I guess I don't know. Alrighty, but let's go ahead and talk about the movies that are coming out this weekend, though. And up first, pretty big one. We got The Devil Wears Prada 2. As Miranda Priestley nears retirement, she reunites with Andy Sachs to face off against her former assistant turned rival, Emily Charlton. So if you've seen the first movie, like I have, which I actually really enjoy the first movie. It's not like an amazing movie, but I do enjoy it. I'm excited for this. So we'll see how it goes. There's rumors that we'll get the Doomsday trailer in front of it, which would be a really weird place to put the Doomsday trailer. But, if it's there, it's there. But that's coming out this weekend. Currently has a 61 on Metacritic, like a 75 or something on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a little bit higher than the first one, but still kind of like middle of the road. So if you're a fan of the first one, go check it out. You're probably going to find it just as good. Up after that, movie that I think Kevin and I are really excited for, which is Hokum. A horror writer visits an Irish inn to scatter his parents' ashes, unaware that the property is said to be haunted by a witch. This looks absolutely fantastic. Visually
terrifying.
The trailer where that face just pops up with like the bunny ears and the eyes.
Horrible.
Oh my god, it jump scares me every time, and I know it's coming. But this is coming from the same director as the films Caveat and Oddity, which have been kind of indie horror gems lately, and this is his biggest film to date, which is awesome in terms of scope of release. Currently has an 80 on Metacritic, which is very high. I actually want to go ahead and double check Rotten Tomatoes real quick and see. Hokum is at a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes, so sounds like Hokum's going to be one to go see if you are a horror fan. Another horror action thriller movie coming out is Deep Water. A group of international passengers en route from Los Angeles to Shanghai are forced to make an emergency landing in shark-infested waters. Now they must work together in hopes to overcome the frenzy of sharks drawn to the wreckage. I will not be watching this movie because I am afraid of the ocean. So I like shark movies. I love Jaws, but when you got all that deep water below you, I can't do it.
Yeah. No. Which is
driving me nuts because there's a movie coming out later this year and I can't remember the name of it, but it is about a diver who is like diving in the ocean by himself, like scuba gear.
Ew.
And he witnesses a sperm whale trying to eat a giant squid, and the giant squid latches onto him and drags him inside the sperm whale, which sounds horrifying. And apparently it was one of the best looking movies at CinemaCon. So
what?
Yeah, it's got Josh Brolin too, which hey, I'm always down for some Josh Brolin. All right, and last up, if you are a fan of the anime, we are getting That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, the movie Tears of the Azure Sea. Rimuru and friends visit Celestial Emperor Hermesia's resort island after the Jura Tempest Federation's opening ceremony. During their vacation, they encounter a mysterious woman, leading to a new incident by the Azure Sea. This is, of course, a film based on the wildly popular, I believe it's an isekai anime. So if you're a fan of the series, go and check it out. I've never seen it before, but it is quite the long title. I think it's actually longer than the Demon Slayer one. But that is it for the movies that are coming out this weekend. We do have a comment here. Oh my God, inside a sperm whale to repeat. Also, I forgot Nadia. You did say, I'm surprised Garrett hasn't seen it. Yeah, I didn't hear good things about it. I was just going to wait until it comes out on streaming.
Wasn't interested enough to go see it.
Yeah, I'm also just kind of pissed off that they were going to do more of his life, and then the family gave it their full blessing, and then they were like, oh yeah, we actually don't want to show you the bad stuff that happened, so you have to cut all that. And I'm not okay with that. I think they should have done the whole story. But yeah, we'll see probably when it comes to streaming. But yeah, Inside a Sperm Whale, I have heard it is going to be very, very creepy and thrillery. And
I don't know if I would like that.
Yeah, I don't know. So, alrighty. Well, before we move on to all the movies that we watched, you know what time it is, Kevin.
It's Flickle.
It is Flickle time. And we didn't do this last week because
I was not here.
Kevin was not here, but I do remember the movie was something Christmassy. But let's go ahead and let me share the screen real quick. Feel free to play along at home if you so wish. But we have... This is our first clip. Kevin, you ready? All right, here we go.
Oh, man, this guy sucks, man. Let's go.
I do not know what this is off the top of my head.
It's like a 90s movie, I feel like.
Definitely a 90s or early 2000s, maybe like a teenage movie.
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one. Oh, I know what this is. I know exactly what this is. Wayne's World is a good guess, but I know it's immediately from Sarah Silverman, and this guy who I can never remember his name. I know what movie this is.
I don't know what this movie is, so tell what is it?
It is School of Rock.
It is?
Yeah, because behind that curtain is where Jack Black is.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. There we go. School of Rock. Wayne's World is a fantastic guess, though, Nadia, because it is another movie.
I haven't seen this movie in so long.
It's a very good movie. Honestly, one of his best movies. Amidst a sea of shit. All right. But let's go ahead and change up everything. Let's get the music changed here. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about those movies we watched this week. Kevin watched one outside of the wheel spin. And I watched 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I watched 9. So I'll do 5, you do 1, then I'll do 4.
Okay.
Makes sense to me. Alrighty. Let's start this out on a high note, Kevin, shall we?
Okay.
Alrighty. This is not any kind of best picture. Damn it, my pickle got flickled. That's what she said.
That's
I am going to use that from
you. Would get arrested in 30 other countries if you said that.
Just 30? All right.
Yeah, just 30.
Low, actually. All right. But let's go ahead and get talking about the movies we watched. So up first is not any Oscar winner or anything. I mean, it was nominated for Best Picture. But my first movie is High Noon from 1952, which I absolutely adored this movie. It is a masterwork of pacing, of mood, of building tension, and thematic resonance. The way that it shows the events in real time is perfectly executed. Like, the entire purpose is that you have a sheriff of a small town who is responsible for putting this criminal that was harassing the town away, and that criminal was pardoned and is then coming back to the town to get revenge. Now, the sheriff has just gotten married and he's on the cusp of leaving, finds out that the guy is going to be here in about an hour or whatever, and so begins the movie, and it's all told in real time, the hour before the guy shows up. Gary Cooper plays the main sheriff here, and he is a revelation. I cannot wait to see him in other things. This movie is incredibly special and unique because it came out in 1952. Took the West, because it's a Western, it took that entire structure and it had to give you a sheriff who's beloved by the people, who is going around asking for help to kind of ward off this guy, and no one is helping him. He goes into it completely alone. And a lot of people at the time, John Wayne said that this was the most un-American movie he'd ever seen, which when he says that, it's going to be a good movie. But the way that it kind of comments on McCarthyism and the House of Un-American Activities Committee, the idea of duty versus self-preservation and the failure of the community, it's very critical of Cold War times. And it came out during the Cold War, and it's absolutely brilliant. Incredible music. I think this is probably now the best Western I've ever seen. Just edged out Unforgiven, which I watched a couple weeks ago. But this is every fight for good. Like there's a loneliness to me. There's a shot of him when he walks out into the street as it's getting time for the guy to show up. And the way he walks out there, I swear he is like trembling. Like if you've ever seen a kid who's like terrified in a grocery store because they're on their own, where they kind of they look around like that, and it's this big crane out shot. Oh my God, it's one of my favorite shots in any movie ever. Solidifies everything about the movie. It is nearly perfect movie. My only criticism is that the Oscar-winning song that's in the movie is used every time this guy is on screen. And it's like, okay, you could probably tone that down a little bit, but that's just a very minor critique. Absolutely fantastic. Would highly recommend. And this is where things start to take a little bit of a turn.
Are these the other non?
These are not win Best Picture, surprisingly.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
So the first one is The Human Centipede, first sequence. Now, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie, and I will admit this is a special movie to me because my friend group in high school, this was like our trial by fire movie. You wanted to hang out with us, you had to watch this movie, to get in with the cool people, right? It was just like trial by fire, tribulation, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because it was one everyone in our friend group watched, because one guy who's like kind of one of the leaders of our group was like, no, you guys got to watch this because it's really messed up. I now think that guy's a psychopath. But this movie, it is iconic and it is a legendary horror film, but it's not good. On one hand, I will say on the positive side, it's very original. The idea is original. Sure, it's totally messed up and disturbing, but it is fresh. I do think the performances, for the most part, are pretty good, I will say. I do think that the two American girls, especially after they've been kidnapped, do an excellent job of portraying real terror, like the situation that they're in, especially after the operation. Also, Dieter Laser, who plays the doctor, is really good at playing a psychopath. Very much like I feel like he's a real psychopath. That's about it, though. The film is pretty boring, honestly, until it gets to, the joining of people, which is about halfway in. And that's 45 minutes in. And that's just wasted 45 minutes. It's also an ugly movie. It just overuses the color green and all these things. It just kind of makes you feel sicker than the movie already does for some people. Also, like, the camera work is dull. The lighting is dull. Like, it feels really amateur in a lot of different ways, which is crazy because it does have some good practical effects, and like again, the idea is original. It's just got terrible writing, and also this movie was built on the idea that it was 100% medically accurate.
I don't think so.
I mean, anyone would know that the person at the end of that centipede is not going to live very long at all.
Mm-mm.
So, but I think like I have to give it some credit. It is original. That's really about it. So, but Kevin, let's continue to go downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the Human Centipede 2.
The full sequence.
I just started this review with a sigh. I need to give this film 1 point because I do think that Lawrence Harvey, who plays the villain main character, does a decent job of playing someone who is beyond saving. Like, he is so far gone. That's the only thing I'm giving this movie a point for. I think this movie is complete trash. I think it's devoid of any filmmaking talent, which especially after the first one. Like, the first one's not egregiously terrible. This one is somehow. This movie exists only to make you feel sick and to disgust you.
Okay.
There's no. It's not interested in telling a story that's worth telling. It's not original really in any way. It's void of any dignity or taste, and I feel sorry for everyone involved in the movie. There is a point in this movie where a character escapes, and I'm not going to describe the situation because I actually felt sick after watching it. This particular moment, but there's a part when a character escapes, and I lost all faith in the movie. I almost turned the movie off in like a moral disgust. I'll be brutally honest. I like disturbing stuff. Give me Martyrs. Give me funny games. I'll even watch the first film again, just because it does have that kind of iconic status, right? Those at least have something going for them. Here, it's nothing. There's no point, there's no purpose, there's no plot, there's no development, there's no characters worth anything, there's no resolution, there's too much ambiguity, and it tries to make itself seem better by being in black and white to seem artistic. And then it has the gall to bring in these ideas to try and make it seem artsy or like elevated, and it falls on its face. This movie is absolutely disgusting. And I'm not saying because of like the gore or like the disgusting stuff that happens. It's just a disgusting movie made by a disgusting person. So that's where I'm going to leave that one. Let's continue the spiral.
Boy, it gets better.
It gets better. How about the Human Centipede 3?
The final sequence,
which is over 500 people because it takes place at a prison. I don't know why I decided to torture myself by watching all 3 movies in one day. I knew that I had to kind of just get through it like ripping a Band-Aid off. I could have read a book. I could have done more homework. I could have done literally anything else, but no, I watched these. I actively now hate this director, like as a human being. I just absolutely hate him. He injects himself into this movie in a meta way, and I think it's awful. This movie isn't funny. It's not clever. The first films were at least disturbing, and at least they have that going for them. That's like the only thing, especially the second movie, besides Lawrence's performance, is the only thing it has going for it, right? This movie takes it to another level. Why did they made it incredibly racist, misogynistic, and hateful for no reason. There's no call for it. There's no reasoning for it. There's no prior setup for why it has to be that way. It feels like a fever dream within this world. It's awful. Like while the first 2 at least made some like sense somewhat, and we're like, okay, that's kind of like I could see someone doing that realistically, like a psychopath would do that. This is ridiculous. This is fantasy at this point. It just does not work. Like it's an inane, like I get it's trying to make some sort of commentary about the American prison industrial complex, but is it really? I think he just wanted a location where there were 500 people that couldn't run away and couldn't do anything. Don't watch this. I'm begging you. Even if you're curious about this movie, don't watch it. You're not going to get anything out of it. It's just nothing. It's a spiteful, hateful piece of trash made by a complete moron. I just don't watch it. I actively regret watching this, and I don't even say that even the only other movie I can think of that I actively regret watching is probably Norbit. This is the only other one. It takes a lot for me to say that because I can try and find value in pretty much anything. Not this. Mm-hmm. Don't watch it. Okay. Let's get a little bit more positive.
Yes.
A real 180 in terms of tone. Was The Sound of Music. This is the first movie I watched after Human Centipede 3, and it was a ray of sunshine. This is the Best Picture winner of 1965, so there's that. It's my first time actually seeing this movie. I'd watched it as a kid with my mom when I was very young, but of course I don't remember it. I do think this movie struggles with pacing. It's way longer than it needs to be, and I did find myself kind of looking at my phone for time, especially getting about halfway through. But I'll start positively. I think Robert Wise directs the hell out of this movie. It's gorgeous, and the production design's incredible. The choreography, the costumes, everything. It has that classic Hollywood magical feel to it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it just oh, you couldn't do that today. Like just the way that the film looks, the way the actual physical film, the way that
movie magic kind of.
It's movie magic, yeah. Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer are absolutely delightful, and their chemistry is really darn good. While I do enjoy the music, I just don't think any of it's memorable outside of the opening sequence, The Hills Are Alive with The Sound of Music. Everything beyond that is it's good music in the moment, but I'm not singing it later. It's not K-pop.
It's not on your playlist afterwards.
Yeah. I remember songs from West Side Story over this, but I do think the pacing is the biggest thing. This movie's almost 3 hours long. I think this movie could have ended with them. There's two characters that get married, and I think the movie could have ended there, and it could have cut anything, the whole last half hour, 45 minutes for the Nazi stuff. Could have gotten rid of that because they're resisting Nazi occupation. It's a classic for a reason. I just don't necessarily love it. I do like it. It's got fantastic music, performances, production, but it's poorly paced. It overstays its welcome. So that's really about it for that one. Okay, I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah, and I'll talk about The Long Walk, which was last year, and I kind of missed the bullet on this one. I feel like, because this is a fantastic movie. The suspense from it being a walkathon pretty much the entire time is incredible on how they build it up and make you believe something is going to happen, even when sometimes nothing happens. I really did I'm going to pull up the movie because I'm not prepared at all. The cast of Mark Hamill being the Major, who I think would have been in here a lot more, but he wasn't. I would have maybe have him impact the walk a little bit more, but he didn't. But still, really good Major. Then we have Cooper Hoffman, who's one. I would say there's two main characters in this movie, which is Peter, which is David Johnson's character, and Cooper is his main character. They're absolutely fantastic in this movie. The heart that they put into it, especially when Cooper's mom is on the side of the road and you can't go say hi to him because then you get warnings and stuff like that. And it was just so, it feels like we would do this, and I hate to say that, but to get rich and everything like that, some people would be down to do this, and which is terrifying, first of all. But I just love the scenery also behind them while they're walking, while they're talking about their differences and what brings them together, and their little group that they have as well, which is really cool. And it's a horror movie, but it doesn't have any jump scares, and that's what scares me the most, because this could actually happen in a way that the government takes over, and this is how you get rich and get a wish, pretty much. So I gave it a 92 out of 100. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it, and I loved how they made it R too, not PG-13, so they can show everything. Oh, the one thing that I docked points on, it's not realistic enough for me because none of them stopped to eat food. Granted, they did over 300 miles, and nowhere in there they stopped to eat. They can only drink.
Eating while walking.
Well, it would be, but what would you eat while walking? Like a protein bar?
There's parts of the movie where they were eating things, and they showed them having to pop a squat while walking.
Yeah, that I understand, the popping the squat and everything like that, but it would be cool to see, maybe change it up, be okay, you have 30 minutes to eat your dinner, and then that 30-minute timer is done, and then they have to start.
The purpose. They have to walk.
They can walk afterwards. That's
Also,
what I just said.
You can survive without food for quite a while.
Yeah, but you would walk a lot slower.
And most of them are
than
going
3
to
miles.
die.
Yeah. But still, very good movie.
Yeah, very good. Alrighty. I'm also going to talk about a very good movie. One of the best movies I've ever seen, actually. I'm just saying it now. Like High Noon. It's The Best Years of Our Lives, which is a movie that I was not expecting to like this much. This is the Best Picture winner from 1947, so just 2 years after the end of World War II. I never knew this film existed, and I'm glad that I finally watched it because I do think it's one of the best achievements in American filmmaking, specifically in the post-war era, before Vietnam. This film is marvelous. It shines a light on the myriad of struggles that are faced by veterans when they get home. Specifically, this movie handles 3 veterans coming home from World War II. It feels so far ahead of its time for addressing these, and reportedly, veterans that did go to see this movie were overwhelmingly pleased because they were seeing the things that they were going through reflected on screen accurately and very well. The performances all around are spectacular, but none stand out more than Harold Russell, who is in the film. He is the veteran, I forget it, Homer, who is the character who has now lost both of his hands and has 2 like of those claw things. He's not an actor. They hired him because of his disability, because it matched what the character had, and had never acted before. Still to this date, he's the only person to win 2 Academy Awards for the same role.
Oh, that's cool.
So he won supporting actor and then got an honorary Oscar for how his role inspired audiences.
Very cool.
It's great. He's incredible for someone who's never acted before. You can't tell, honestly. The other actors do they all face different struggles, and they all eventually they form a camaraderie, which is really nice. I do think that the film is, I don't want to say it's too long. It's almost 3 hours long, but it's because you have 3 characters who are all doing their own things, and no second feels unnecessary. Everything. I'm not going to say that it's like, you're going to sit there for 3 hours and be like, wow, that only felt like an hour. No, it feels like 3 hours, but it's like every single moment is so important. Every moment feels like it is earned, and you learn to actually want the best for these people, and you become attached to them. It's true Hollywood magic, honestly, and I really, really enjoy it. I think it's one of the best films of the first 50 years of the art form. I'll just go ahead and say it. It's on Prime if anyone wants to watch it. And next up is Coda, the Best Picture winner from 2022. This is the penultimate movie. The next one will be the last one. But this is a movie that I often forget exists. Not because it's not good, but because it's on Apple TV. So, Coda is good, not great. And I think that's the biggest issue. It has a lot of elements that make an excellent film, but it has too many basic issues with it. In that regard, it's incredibly formulaic, and it's rigid in how it's structured. Like, if you've seen any feel-good movie about a family that's struggling to get behind someone who wants to pursue their dream, and then that person ends up pursuing that dream, you've seen this movie, and you know exactly what's going to happen. It's not imaginative in any way. However, it is a feel-good family movie, and it doesn't feel derivative or insincere, and it doesn't feel like it's exploiting your sympathies. I do think that by focusing it on a child of deaf adults, which is what CODA stands for, it does make it stand out from the rest of the films of the same type. Also, everyone in the family does a great job at their performances, but Marlene Matlin and Troy Kotzer, who play the parents, Troy Kotzer, who won supporting actor and is the first deaf actor to ever win the award, they're standouts. They're fantastic. They exude a warmth and an understanding even through the struggles in the movie. And Amelia Jones and Daniel Durant are also fantastic here as well, with Jones in particular having to have learned a lot. She had to learn sign language for the movie, and she had to learn how to sing. There's a whole lot that she had to do. It's a good film, just not great. I think that year, I think that Dune or Power of the Dog should have won instead. But, this is fine. It's the feel-good movie. So. But that's it for that one. And next up is another fantastic movie. 97 out of 100 for Bridge on the River Kwai, which is the Best Picture winner from 1958. It's the final movie of my April challenge, And what a movie to go out on. This is a towering achievement that transcends your typical war movie. This is about a bunch of British soldiers who are captured by the Japanese military during World War II, and they're taken to a prison camp, and they're forced to do manual labor to construct a bridge that will then allow trains to pass over the River Kwai. Alec Guinness, who we all know as Obi-Wan Kenobi from the original Star Wars movie, is sublime here. He plays the British officer who is tasked with leading the construction of the project, and he's a joy to watch throughout. Also, Holden and Hawkins in the movie are fantastic in their roles. Also, Sesue Hayakawa, who plays the Japanese officer, goes beyond just being like a simple villain character. There's more nuance to him. The movie is really well scaled. The epic moments feel epic, and the small moments still feel big. It's what I call the lean effect, right? It does exactly the opposite and makes everything feel bigger. It also feels incredibly personal to any director because the story of like having pride in your creation goes a long way with people who create stuff. And the entire thing is that like this British officer is like, okay, this bridge, I'm really proud of it. I don't want anything to happen to it, but then has to ultimately decide, no, this is the enemy's thing, and I do have to like do my job. So, masterful film. I think it's one of the better World War II movies I've seen recently. So, do highly recommend it.
Nice.
Okay, one more before Wheel Spins.
One more.
I know I'm talking a lot today, so hopefully you're enjoying any of what I'm saying. But last up is Little Miss Sunshine, which this is technically the first film of my May challenge. I know I only have 2 days left, but I'm not going to have a lot of time to watch movies before Friday because I got some stuff going on. But this movie is an absolute gem. Part of my May challenge, which I am calling the May Triarchy, which same name for the challenge we got for Movie Club. This movie thrives on its cast. Everyone is so good here. Not a single person stands out above anyone else. I usually pick out like, oh, this is the standout. This is the person who has the best performance. That's not the case here. Everyone is so good. Steve Carell, Paul Dano, oh my gosh, she's in my head and I can't think of her name. Toni Collette, Greg Kinnear, Abigail Breslin, Alan Arkin. They're all absolutely incredible. Everyone does such a good job in this movie. The script is so well written because it gives you time in the beginning. In the first 10 minutes, they establish every character and what you should expect from them, and then wisely just lets them thrive in that world it's set up. And then it kind of moves on. The entire point is that this little girl of the family is a kind of pageant kind of person. She likes to do those like beauty pageants. Yeah. And she's selected to go to a national competition in California where they live somewhere in the middle of the country or whatever. And so they all come together to drive in their VW bus, and then they go out to California. It's about coming closer together as a family along the way. And I think like instead of a movie like Coda, I think that this movie actually does do some things to change it up. It's very darkly funny. The way this movie talks about some very heavy topics is very good. I do think, though, it can get a little absurd at times. There are a couple things that break suspension of disbelief. But aside from that, I do think that the movie, I don't really have any major complaints about it. It's a very special movie. It's one of a kind. And it's one of the better kind of feel-good drama comedies about family and acceptance and struggle. I really enjoyed this. I mean, I think everyone should watch it. I think it's very good, especially as an indie film.
Nice.
Okay.
Very cool.
Let's go ahead and get some comments real quick before we get to the wheel spin.
I saw some funny comments.
AIDS is also iconic and legend. That is 100% certain. So
I don't know what that means.
We were talking about how the first Human Centipede was iconic in the legendary movie. He's saying that AIDS is also because it's two horrible things. So
gotcha.
Yeah. Iconic doesn't necessarily mean good. But it's just a pillar. Sound of Music, the movie that saved 20th Century after the disaster that was Cleopatra. 100%. Sound of Music was a huge success. So, probably would 20th Century, if that failed, 20th Century Fox would probably not even be here anymore.
Nope.
So, got to thank Julie Andrews. All right. And another bot viewer from Twitch. Hey, there you go. Hey, if you want viewers for your channel, do not go here because it's probably a scam. Welcoming Epistemology Gym. That is an interesting name. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and talk about our wheel spin stuff. Kevin, let's do your short that I picked for you.
yes, you picked Piper for me, and I absolutely love this animation style, this short as well. I do wish it was possibly a little bit longer because I want to know more about the bird and the hermit crab that we get to see and everything like that. But it's about bracing your fears, even though something happens really bad for you. Just kind of brace it, and sometimes you just need friends to help you along the way. And that's what I really got from this movie was it's okay to be scared, but as long as you do it and say that you did it, it might turn out better for you. So I really and animation is spectacular in this short as well.
It's amazing.
So,
yeah,
94 out of 100. Fantastic.
Yeah. I love that short, and I'm glad you enjoyed it too. Alrighty. So next is Home on the Rails, which was my short, and Kevin picked this one for me. Any reasoning why? It doesn't look like one you'd know off the top of your head.
To be perfectly honest, maybe I just looked it up on the rails. Let's see.
That's fair. I'm just going to start out. It's weird to say, but I just honestly don't feel anything towards this. It was just like, it's got some interesting and unique animation, and I think that the music is fun.
It was on IMDb's like top 100 shorts or something like that.
Okay. I don't really have a lot to say about this movie. It's like, some people were saying it was really funny. Some people were saying it's like very dark. I just was like, I kind of just came out at like, okay, like I don't know what I just watched. Maybe I'll have to watch it again with some sort of like background or deeper meaning, but like I was like, okay, I didn't really get anything out of it. It's pretty, but that's about it.
That's it.
All right, so we need to talk about this.
Yeah.
So Kevin got Baghead as his wheel spin item, but had already seen it.
Yes. Yes, I did.
So we respun it, I think a day after or something. And Kevin got
Atlantis, the Lost Empire. And Disney, I know how many people have said this already, but I'm going to say it again. This is what we need a live action movie of. Not Moana 2 already or anything like that. Like, this would be the perfect movie to do live action. Period in the story. Now let's talk about the animation. Animation is fantastic in this movie. Wow, didn't think that was going to show up. But no, I don't remember this movie too much as a kid. Didn't really resonate with me. But I know it has a cult following along with it, and I can see why. The story is absolutely fantastic. The use of 3D animation in a 2D animated movie from 2001 looks absolutely fantastic as well. The characters, you all get to spend time with them, so you actually care about them. Especially you get the Milo, the princess, and like his little crew that he has. The villain, I wish, was a little bit more villainy as well. I mean, he does do some villainy stuff in this, like, ooh, that's something a villain would do. But he didn't strike me as like the big bad villain in a Disney movie. So wish he was a little bit more of a villain in this, but still absolutely fantastic movie. Story was fantastic, animation fantastic. 87 out of 100.
Yeah, I honestly like it. When I think back to doing like the Disney tier lists and stuff, and I went and watched every single Disney animated movie, and this is an S tier one for me. I think this is one of their best films. I love this movie to pieces. When I think of like the best adventure movies, right? I think of Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think of The Mummy 1999 with Brendan Fraser, and I think of Atlantis: The Lost Empire. I love those period piece adventure movies. I just love them to pieces. And let's be real, Kida is top tier princess material.
So, dude, some people don't think Kida is a princess.
She's literally a princess. Her title is Princess Kida.
Well, I mean, we don't see her at Disneyland, so she's technically not a princess.
Well, this movie was a flop, and at the time, people really didn't like it. It's only achieved cult status later.
Well,
but I still think, I'm with you. Live action needs to happen now.
Yes.
Tom Holland as Milo, Zendaya as Kida.
Fill in the blank for the rest.
Josh Brolin as Rourke, maybe. I'm just saying, it's right there. Disney, hire me. I will write the movie for you. Alrighty. My movie spin though this week was Scrooged from 1988, and it's been a long time since I've seen this movie, so thank you whoever suggested it. I think the movie has some issues that prevent it from being truly good. I do think it has some tonal issues, but that's an inherent issue of the just regular Christmas Carol story itself, where it's like a Christmas story, but it gets very dark in unexpected ways. I think the blending of comedy, darkness, and like that sentiment is a little off here. It does get a little too much at some points. Also, I do think the movie does sag a bit in the middle. The Ghost of Christmas Present situation, not the most interesting to me. But I really love Bill Murray here. I think his performance is central to the movie because it capitalizes on his strengths. And that's the majority of what makes it work. He's this lovable comic actor who they make into a complete asshole. And it kind of suits him in a weird way. Karen Allen and Alfred Woodard are also great in their roles that are kind of modern versions of the original story's characters. And while I think that the tonal issues are there, like I said, I do like the film's darker sense of humor. Because it makes the film stand out more from other versions. Even though it can be conflicting at times, it's something that I appreciate about it. It's also, I think that it combining that with Bill Murray, just makes it a really fun time, even though it does have those issues. So it's a fine movie. I don't think it's anything like truly special. It's not my favorite Christmas movie, but I know a lot of people who do really like this movie, and I'm not gonna say I disagree. It's pretty fun. So, alrighty, that is it though.
Yes, it is.
We have gone on for a while, but let's go ahead and get to the wheel spin. So let me go ahead and share the screen. So Kevin, what is this thing that we do?
So this is where a AI person spins this wheel. Garrett has to tell him to spin it though, and then it picks movies for us and shorts.
Yes, it's absolutely correct. Well, it's a separate wheel for shorts. So we'll go ahead and get that as we go. Nadia says Pet Cemetery 2, which is already on here though, Nadia. So go ahead and if you have something else, go ahead and put it in there. I will gladly take another movie. Joey says Canine from 1989. Thank you for providing the years too. Appreciate that. I put the remake. I'm going to separate those. I know what you did last summers. Yeah, I don't know what I want. I mean, anything really. I got time.
I have a short and 2 movies for you.
Oh shit!
So
this man is fucking
and I'm not even gonna get picked. Watch, I already know it.
Hey, it's all right. Pumpkinhead is the next choice. Let's see if it is on the list. It is not. So I will add Pumpkinhead to the list.
Which Pumpkinhead, Nadia? Because I know there's a couple out there. I feel like
I'm guessing it's the OG one, but
just to make sure that we get the right one.
Go ahead and just verify which Pumpkinhead. 80s.
88.
Gotcha. I'll put 88 then. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and shuffle that up and save it real quick. And let's go ahead and get to the shorts. Shuffle. And Kevin, let's see what your short is.
I'm ready.
Kevin's short is... That is one for me?
That's me.
So we'll shuffle it and spin. Something tells me we're going to get a lot of those. And it is going to be A Star is Hatched.
Star is Hatched. Okay.
Star is Hatched is your short this week. So we'll go ahead and remove that from the list. Shuffle it up. Actually, I'm going to put it Star is Hatched, and then
G.
My initial next to that. And we'll go ahead and we'll shuffle it and spin. And my short this week is going to be... that's a Kevin one.
Yep.
So we'll spin it again. To Catch a Woodpecker from 1957 is my short. Sounds like a Woody Woodpecker short. We'll see if I enjoy it.
It is.
I've been a little hit or miss on
Iffy on
those in the past.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and save that wheel of shorts. We'll go ahead and go to the wheel of movies. And Kevin, let's go. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm wheelie ready. Ha. 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 I can't even see it, so.
It is Dealt
Dealt.
from 2017. It was almost my pick for you, which would have been really interesting. Dealt from 2017. Oh, it is a documentary
About magic.
About magic. Interesting.
Oh.
About a blind magician.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Very
Okay.
interesting. That is on Tubi. So
Mm-hmm.
that is available for you to watch, sir. I will go ahead and put that on your list. Hey, you know what? Hey, we've not had a documentary come up on here for a very long time. So we'll take it. Shuffling it up. We'll go ahead and spin for me. There's a movie that's been on here for a long time that I've been waiting to watch.
What is it?
Well, if I get it, then I will tell you. It's not Rent-A-Pal. I've never even heard of Rent-A-Pal. Let me go ahead and... I mean, I've probably heard it before. Rent-A-Pal. John Stevenson from 2020. This is a... Oh, it's a horror thriller. Maybe this was a Nadia pick? Yeah, I'm assuming because it's a horror movie. But very interesting. It's got Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
All right. Looks like I'm going to have to rent that one. That is okay. So it's disturbing. Hey, I love disturbing shit. I mean, hey, as long as there's points behind everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not like
Human centipede.
not Human Centipede. All righty. Well, that is going to bring us to the end of this show. So Kevin has the short A Star is Hatched, followed by the 2017 film Dealt, which is a magician documentary. Then I have 1957's To Catch a Woodpecker for my short, followed by the 2020 horror film Rent-A-Pal. So that's going to be the end of this show. Thank you everyone for joining us. No, it's a longer one today. I talked a lot about Human Centipede.
Are we going to talk about our new month of movies?
Yes, I was just getting to that.
Oh, okay.
So, of course, we have this show that goes live every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we also have our show Movie Club, which goes live every single Friday. And we are starting a brand new month on Movie Club. We're going to be doing the same theme that I am doing for my May challenge, which is the May Triarchy, which is we're going to be taking a look at all women-made films, so films that are directed by female directors, which we're really excited about. I think there's a lot of movies that we are really excited to cover, especially one that I've been wanting to watch for a long time called Anatomy of a Fall. But the first movie we're covering is actually an anime film from the same director as A Silent Voice. We're going to be watching Liz and the Bluebird, which I am very excited to talk about with Kevin today. But that's going to be coming out on Friday. So thank you all for joining us. And next time you hear from us, I'll be done with my master's, which is scary to think. So,
crazy to think,
but it is a huge accomplishment. So thank you all for joining us and supporting us. I mean, it's been a long time we've been here. We've seen that there's been a big influx. I actually saw this big influx of viewers lately. We went up from like 160 something subscribers to almost 180. So
nice.
Thank you for whoever is here and joining us. But of course, we will see you all next time. And just remember to keep those eyes on the screen. Have a good night, everyone.